Hello, my name is Lisa. I'm the managing editor at Money Sense. And recently I wrote a story about making money on social media. And very soon we're going to be joined with Ritu Mas. And we're going to be talking about how she established a following and how she moved that following into creating some money.
Lisa,
Hi, Ritu. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. So why don't you tell our followers first about your social networks?
Yes, of course. So I have Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And it's all the same. It's Read2MZ.
Oh, amazing. So how did you start off your account and what made you decide to show your followers what you were learning about finance?
Yes, so basically, I started off during quarantine, which was March 2020. I just started posting content on there just because I always wanted to talk about this. It's one of my passions, one of my hobby to be like researching stocks, investment, and all that. And I just found that TikTok was one of those places that you can get started. It was still a pretty new platform. At the time. And what I like the most about TikTok is that you can post content about anything on there. Like it's just everyone's so open-minded. So that's pretty much how I got started.
Okay. And why finance?
Because it was the topic that I always wanted to talk about to my friends and family, but nobody really cared. So I was like, great, this is like the perfect opportunity for me to talk about it.
Amazing. Was there a boom for in your followers or engagement? Because you have quite a big following on Instagram and on TikTok. So I was wondering if it was an even pace or like how did that evolve for you? Did you notice the more effort you put in, the bigger boom in followers or did you just wake up one day and see a K after the following?
No, it definitely requires a lot of effort. The more you post, the more followers you're going to gain. I did take a break at one point and I didn't gain any followers. So I will say that it depends on the amount of effort you put into it. Also the quality of your content. People can tell if it's well researched or not just on based on how you're writing out your blog posts or when you're filming a video. So it definitely has a lot to do with efforts.
And so tell us about this behind the scenes of your grocery store because you have this project. It's not a project; it's a full-blown business, right? And so tell us a bit about your grocery store.
Yes, of course. So I started during the pandemic. I feel like I started everything during the pandemic. And basically, it's something that has been on my mind for years at this point. I just think it's a very safe business. People need to eat good days or bad days. And as someone that wants to have a lot of businesses in the future, I want to start with something on the safer side. So because of COVID-19, a lot of business owners want to kind of sell their business, move on. And this is exactly what happened with the business I currently own. It used to be owned by someone else that had a grocery store. So we came up to an agreement. I eventually took possession of that place, changed everything, renovated everything, and I documented the entire process on my TikTok, which a lot of people loved. I think it also inspired people to go and start their own business, whether it's a grocery store or a clothing store. So yeah.
That's amazing. And so how did it provide content for you? So what kind of things were you sharing with your followers about growing a business?
I shared a lot of tips about inventory, what to ask suppliers. There's going to be a lot of suppliers out there that are going to be like, I'm the best supplier in city and I give the best prices, but that's not always the case. So I did post a lot of tips in regards of that. I posted tips regarding, budgeting or the types of renovations that are really necessary when you're starting a business. Obviously, you want your place to be nice and clean and accessible. What else did I post? Yeah, I think it was pretty much around that.
You also talk a lot about financial literacy to your followers. So who are your followers?
Yeah, my followers in general, I'm so happy, but it's 50-50 men and women, which is really cool because I thought only women would follow me. And it's between the ages of around 18 to 25.
And so what kind of things do you, so you sell education tools to them. So how did you set that up? In the article, we talk a bit about Shopify and those kind of tools. So can you expand on that?
Yes, of course. So actually, one of my followers asked me for a course, and I was a bit skeptical at first because, putting together a course, selling it, it just seemed like a lot of work also on top of everything I was doing. But then one day I decided, you know what, I'm just going to film the course. If anybody wants it, they can have it. And at that point, I didn't even have a Shopify website yet. Now I do, but at the time I was just selling it through Instagram DMs. And then it started doing really well. So that's when I launched my website, and now it's linked in my bio. So even if you don't talk to me directly, you can just click in my bio and you can buy whatever course you want to buy.
Was that hard or easy to start selling online to earn money?
I will say that it goes hand in hand with the type of content you produce, meaning that when you're producing good content, people are going to tend to go and buy your courses. But if I'm not posting anything on social media, people tend to forget about those courses that I have put, and then I won't get any sales. So again, it goes back to how much effort you're going to put on your social media.
So what kind of a dialogue have you noticed with your followers and customers?
You mean as for like customer service?
Yeah, like in just being responsive and talking to people.
Yeah, for sure. So first of all, I try to answer as many DMs as I possibly can, and I really try to answer and tailor my answer for their question in a way that they're understanding it. When it comes to financial literacy, there's a lot of, I call it financial jargon, what is basically like a lot of terms and stuff that people don't know. So I try to make it really easy to understand. And of course, based on their question, I'm also going to have a sense of how much they know about this topic. If I get a question like, I don't know what to invest in the stock market, this just tells me that they don't know anything. So I'm going to really take it step by step and say, you know, first you have to open a brokerage account, then you should read this book, and so on.
Mm-hmm. Back to like the selling process and creating products for online. So you created the videos, and then you created a Shopify account. Is that correct?
Yes.
And how did you find that?
First of all, I love designing websites. I've done multiple of them, so it was really a fun process for me. And since I was doing it for myself, I was able to kind of tailor it to how I want it to be. And I wanted my website to be very straight to the point. You know, you click on it, you get the guides. I didn't want to put a huge paragraph about what I do and stuff. So I put it down. If people are interested, they can scroll all the way down, learn a little bit more about me. But one thing that I've learned in business in general is if things are straight to the point, people tend to be more attracted to whatever you're posting, versus when you're turning in circles, when you're giving like a really long intro, you're making stuff too long, people tend to kind of cross off and go somewhere else.
So what can we expect from you next? So you have a grocery store, you have a huge following on TikTok and Instagram. So what can we expect from you?
Yeah, I definitely want to make more content. I really enjoy putting this out there. It's kind of part of my morning routine now. I wake up, get ready, and try to film some videos. I definitely want to open more businesses. I want to document more of my journey, hopefully inspire more people.
Well, thank you so much for the chat.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.